Welcome back to Bright Fashion Academy YouTube channel for another interesting tutorial. So in today's class, I'll be showing you how you can achieve your different basic calculations. Okay, in case you are unable to measure your client, or maybe your client is far away and you are asked to make a dress for someone. So these are the basic calculations you need to know. So these basic calculations I thought of showing you in this class. So now the basic calculations you actually need to know are: 1, your neckline; 2, your shoulder to bust to chest line; your bust point; your under bust line. Okay, so here is my shoulder measurement. This is my armhole. This is my chest. This is the bust point. We have the under bust point. We have the waistline. And sometimes, or most of the times, because we are going to have a dart, we usually measure our bust span line. So I'll just measure the bust span. I'll just indicate it for this calculation. So in case you don't have the whole measurements, okay, and you're asked to make a dress and you're wondering how to get your client's natural neckline, armhole depth, how to calculate the chest line, how you can get your bust point appropriately, under bust, and the rest. Okay, so these are the basic calculations you need to know. So I'll be taking my time to show you these calculations in this class. You need to know for your sewing, especially for beginners. Alright, so the first we want to talk about is the natural neckline. So when we talk about the natural neckline, we are talking about your basic neckline. This is our basic neckline. What I have right here is basic neckline. So if you have the bust circumference, you can use this bust circumference to achieve so many calculations. So this bust circumference right now, let's assume you are sent bust 40 to work with, and you don't have the basic calculations. So first is your natural neckline. To achieve this natural neckline, you just go ahead and use your bust divide by 12. So my bust here is 40 divided by 12. I'll get my natural neckline, which is about 3.25 or 3.5. okay, so you just calculate it. Whatever your bust is, divide by 12, you'll be able to get your natural neckline depth and width. So normally most people take 3 by 3, that is 3 by width and 3 by 3 depth. But now you can use your bust, because 3 by 3 does not work for everybody. For plus size, you will not use 3 by 3. If you are making a turtleneck, it's going to actually be choky. So you need your bust divided by 12 to have your natural neckline. That is number 1. Number 2, we want to talk about how to get your armhole depth. So your armhole depth, to calculate your armhole depth, you are going to use the following formulas. 1, you will use your bust divide by 6 plus 1.5. that is the so-called chest line, which we measure from the shoulder drop to before we have our chest line. Then that is the first calculation. We have about 3 of them you can use. So I call this A, bust divided by 6 divided by 1.5, A. You can use your bust divided by 4 minus 1.5. Then you can also use your shoulder measurement, whatever you have as shoulder measurements, divide by 2 plus 0.5. okay, this is 0.5. so please take note of this. All of this is to get your armhole depth, and this is your armhole depth. So whatever your bust is, impute it here. So if my bust is 40, like I'm working with circumference bust, 40 divided by 6 plus 1.5. For the B, you can also use 40 divided by 4 minus 1.5. You can also use your shoulder. Let's say your shoulder is 8 divided by, is 16. 16 divided by 2 plus 0.5. Okay? So you have to impute your actual bust circumference. So you can choose any of the formula A, B, or C, and it works perfectly well. So you can do the calculations yourself. I don't want this video to be too long. Then after that, getting your armhole. Remember, we've gotten our natural neckline, we've gotten our chest line. Now, how do you determine your bust point in case your bust point is not given to you? So if your bust point is not given to you, to determine your shoulder to nipple, which is your bust point, which is number 3, shoulder to nipple, which we normally call our bust point line. This is the line, the bust point line. So to get the bust point line, simply do impute your bust, divide by 4 plus 1. So if we are working with bust 40, divide by 4 plus 1 will give us 11. So meaning that if I'm taking my measurement from the shoulder now, this is my shoulder to this point, I'll be having 11 inches. So I will mark for bust 40, I will mark 11 inches, and that will serve as my bust point line. So that is how to get your bust point line. So the next we want to go over to, we'll be talking about the bust span. Okay, nipple to nipple. The bust span is from your center front line. From the center front line, you place your tape and you measure nipple to nipple measurement. So for the nipple to nipple measurement, which we call the bust span, so I will call that number 4 measurement you need to know. So number 4 is our bust span. So our bust span, which is called nipple to nipple to nipple. So to achieve this nipple to nipple measurement, we are going to use our bust, divide by 4 minus 1.5. That gives us our nipple to nipple, okay, measurement. So if you are working with bust 40 divided by 4 minus 1.5, you'll be having 8.5 as your nipple to nipple measurement, okay. So even if you have it as 8 inches, 8.5 is so insignificant, okay, meaning that when you divide 8 by 2, you'll be having 4. That's if I'm taking my measurement right now for my bust span, and let's assume I have 4 inches as my nipple measurement. I'll mark it at 4, but for this 8.5, I'll be marking it at 4.25, which is very insignificant, and it also works. So now the next thing we want to talk about in this our calculation is shoulder to under bust. Number 5 is our shoulder to under bust. So for your shoulder to under bust, this is our shoulder to under bust. From here we have our shoulder. You want to take your under bust. So this is my under bust line, and I want to take my under bust. I don't have my cleanse and I don't know which under bust to take. Simply do this. You are going to add 4 inches to your bust point. This is my bust point calculation to my bust point. I'm adding 4 inches to my bust point if you are a plus size. Then if you are a small size, you add 3 inches to your bust point if you are a smaller size. I believe you understand this. So my bust span, which is nipple to nipple calculation, I got 8.5 with bust divided by 4 minus 1.5. So I will add 4 inches to this. So this is my bust span plus 4. I'll have 12 points. My bust span, okay, I'm sorry, my bust point, this is my bust span, not my bust point, is to the bust point. Sorry about that. Our bust point is 11. So this is the bust point, shoulder to nipple, bust point. That is what we are taking. So it's 11. So 11, here is 11. 11 plus 4. So here I have 15. Please take note of that correction. My bust point is 11 plus 4 if you're a plus size. Then if you're a smaller size plus 3, you have 14 inches for bust 40. Now, the next thing we want to talk about now, we want to talk about some little formulas that we usually use. Let's say, for example, we want to make a peplon, we want to make a peplon for 360. So for 360 degrees, all you need to use now is your circumference, whatever your circumference is. If you're attaching it to the waist, so whatever circumference you want to use, simply divide by 6.28. That will give you the 360 degrees flare. And if you are making a 180, which is called a half circle, all you need to do is to use whatever circumference you want to attach that flare to, divide by 3.14. So these are the basic formulas I thought of showing you, which is number 6. So these are 6 basic formulas that you need to know, and I believe this class is helpful to you. So we want to take a recap of it once again. Calculations you need for your sewing. You need your natural neckline, which is number 1. You need your armhole depth, so you can see the calculations. You need your shoulder to nipple, which is bust point. You need your bust span. You need your shoulder to under bust. You can see how we calculated it, and calculations are peplon. So I believe this class was helpful to you. So thank you very much for watching once again. And if you are new to this channel, please kindly subscribe, turn on your notification bell to receive videos like this every day. Like this video, share to family and friends. Drop your comment on the comment section and your suggestions as well. Thank you for coming. See you in the next class. Bye.